How's it going, guys? Julian Bradley here from The Musical Ear. Today I'm going to share with you some excerpts taken straight from my brand new ear training course available at themusicalear.com. Now before we begin, bear in mind that I teach all concepts in the same key throughout the course, which is C major, A minor, so all the white notes on the piano. So with that said, let's take a look at the excerpts. So transcribing chords by ear can be intimidating to a lot of people, myself included. I remember when I was learning ear training, I knew that there were 12 major chords which exist. And there are 12 minor chords. And I thought that if I wanted to transcribe chord progressions by ear, that ultimately I'd have to learn to distinguish between 24 major and minor chords. However, this is not the case at all, and the only reason that I thought that was that I hadn't yet restricted my playing to one key. So I was playing a range of pieces in a range of keys, and sure enough, as I played from one piece to the next, I would encounter all 24 major and minor chords. But when you line everything up and you view everything within one key, you realise that there are actually very few chords being used over and over again. And the one thing changing is the key signature, but not the notes and not the chords. So, if we hold things still within our key of all the white notes, how many chords do you think can be built using these notes from our key? Well, there are 7 notes, which means we can build 7 chords, different chord from each of the 7 notes. Now, to make things even simpler, one of these 7 chords is virtually never used, and that chord is B diminished. This chord is a diminished chord, and for that reason it sounds kind of creepy. So what ends up happening is this chord very rarely gets used. So if we cross B diminished off our list, we are just left with 6 chords. 3 of these chords are major chords: C major, F major, and G major. And 3 of these chords are minor chords: A minor, D minor, and E minor. And these 6 chords make up the vast majority of Western music. And ultimately, to transcribe chords by ear, all you have to do is to learn to distinguish between 3 major chords and 3 minor chords. It's also interesting to note that there are only 2 major chords next to each other, and those are the 4 chord and the 5 chord of C major, F major and G major, which means if you hear a major chord move up a step to another major chord, then it can only be the 4 chord and the 5 chord. Likewise, there are only 2 minor chords next to each other. And those are the 2 chord and the 3 chord, numbering from C major, or the 4 chord and 5 chord of the relative minor. Same exact chords, which means if you hear a minor chord move up in step to another minor chord, it can only be the 2 chord and the 3 chord. Now, as you can see, this course is as much about learning music theory as it is about ear training. So to learn to play music by ear, first you have to learn the rules of music, and then you have to learn how those rules sound. So a lot of this course is about studying the 7-note scale that most music is written in, and this is what we call the key, the major and the minor scale. So by studying the key first, you know what can and can't happen, and you can always narrow down your choices before you even need to use your ear. Well, the same goes for chords, except if we hear a chord move by half step, we can be even more precise because B diminished is virtually never used. So if you hear a half step in the bass line, it's very unlikely to be B diminished and C major, and it's almost certainly going to be E minor and F major, the 3 chord and the 4 chord. So there's a chord moving by half step. Now, following the lessons, you'll find my reinforcement exercises. These are over 30 compositions of my own, designed to test you on what you're hearing. So, you'll listen to the exercise, you'll come up with an answer, and then I'll reveal the correct answer, as well as talking you through my thought process. So let's take a look at just one of these exercises. Okay, so this is a standard pentatonic melody. In the key of C major, A minor, I'm hearing A, G, E, D, C, D, E, A. A, G, E, D, C, D, E, A. And how do I know that this is a pentatonic melody? Well, I can hear the interval patterns are pentatonic. Then I have those 3 whole steps in a row, which is nearly always going to be C, D, and E. And then in the chords, I have F major going to G major. And this is that chord progression which always wants to resolve, and every time I repeat these 2 non-resolved chords, the tension builds. The ear wants to hear them resolve either to A minor or to C major. So these were just a few excerpts from the Musical Ear. The complete course contains over 5 hours of video material and is available at themusicalear.com. When you become a member, you'll gain access to 25 video lessons, each between 10 and 15 minutes long, taking you step by step from complete beginner to advanced. The goal of this course is to give you complete confidence in your ability as a musician, for you to learn to play music by ear, and for you to reach your full musical potential. The Musical Ear is for musicians of all instruments. Reading music is not necessary, and I teach all concepts through the piano. Now, there are 2 membership options available. There's a 1-year membership and a lifetime membership. Both options give you complete access to the course from day one. The only difference is how long each membership lasts. Now, 1 year is plenty of time for you to complete the course and to break through with relative pitch. But the lifetime membership is also available if you have limited time or if you want to have access to the course for life. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to helping you discover your musical ear at themusicalear.com.